Laid it out in project with this project that's progress, y'all. I did it for my mama. I told her when I was young that I'ma be the number one. That I'll be the number one. I take it higher and higher, higher, higher. I say fire, fire. Burning like that fire.
Okay, let's get started, everyone. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me so I know it's all good. Thank you. Awesome. Hang on a sec. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to our Own Your Life. It's Wednesday, I always have to check that, the 17th of May. This year is absolutely flying by. We've got lots of excitement going on, but I'm really excited to host our Own Your Life event today because ain't that the truth? We don't want to be a slave to our jobs, a slave to our mortgage anymore. We all want to be having more fun in life and just all the things that we're dreaming of other than working and taking care of everyone else. And that's what today is all about. We also get to do this with some of our best friends, which I absolutely love. So we want to thank you for joining us. We have people tuning in from all around Australia. We're going to keep it real. We're going to tell you our real stories and just share what it is that we've all been up to and see if it could also be a fit for you too. So first up, I'm going to find the lovely Stacey, and Stacey's going to share with you all about our Juicy products and Juicy program. Thanks, Stace.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. I'm Stacey. I have been with the Juice Plus company for 6 months now, and I've actually been a customer of our Juicy products for almost a year. It was my love of these products and what they've done for myself and my family that inspired me to join this business. So I'm really excited to share the products with you. So I have 2 kids, aged 6 and 8. I'm a busy mum, and before I found this program, like a lot of other mums out there, I had that brain fog. I was exhausted, like a mumby, like a zombie mum. I've definitely always tried to be healthy and prided myself on being quite healthy and active, but I just knew I wasn't getting that rainbow of colour and variety of fruits and veggies into mine or my family's diets to help us to really thrive. As soon as I started taking the products, I noticed a huge improvement in my energy levels, my digestion, my clarity. The mum fog was gone. I was sleeping better. When I was working out, my endurance and also my recovery was a lot better as well. And also lots of feel-good things like my hair now grows really well. I'm actually growing it out for the first time in years. I've always worn it short because it's always been really thin and straggly. My nails actually grow. And as mums, we often know when you've got your fingers full of housework, it's hard to get your nails to grow. So that's been really cool. For my kids' health, my girls were born reflux babies. They've constantly been on and off medication most of their life. My oldest would always get tonsillitis and my youngest would get croup. And improving their immunity was absolutely one of my top things on my list of things to do, and I had been trying for a long time to do that. So again, they've been on these products for almost a year and their immunity has improved out of sight. They've hardly been sick, and when they do, the ability to recover from that without falling into a heap and getting really sick and needing time off school, which then means time off work for the parents, has improved dramatically. My youngest has not had one bout of croup since we've had it, and my oldest hasn't had any tonsillitis. So then the reduction in antibiotics and all that sort of nasties that get put into their bodies, into their little bodies, has been reduced as well. Other than the health benefits, the nutrition benefits of these products have been amazing. The government says that we should have 2 and 5 serves of fruit and veggies every day. The reality is that less than 2% of people are doing this, which means that less than 2% of our children are getting the bare minimum of nutrition into their diets. So for a way to get optimum amounts of fruits and veggies into our diets, it was just a no-brainer for me to absolutely give these products a go. So what I'm going to do is show you our products now. So these are our capsules. and they are a fruit, veggie, and berry blend capsule. So they're over 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries in a vegan capsule picked at optimum ripeness. So they really give you that variety of color to help your body thrive at optimum levels. It's backed by science with over 30 peer-reviewed gold standard studies, and it's absorbed directly into the bloodstream. So you don't get any of that fluoro, disco wee, or any digestive upsets. I used to get a lot from synthetic vitamins with the casings that were on them. I used to struggle to digest them. So you don't get any of that. Everyone can take Juice Plus. So pregnant women, breastfeeding women, and children can take Juice Plus. So that's awesome as well. And they do call us the company with heart, and that's because we give our kids nutrition away for free. So our fruit and veggie capsules come in a chewable version there, and there are over 17 fruits and veggies, which like I said, are in like a gummy form, which are helping kids get those optimum levels of fruit and veggies into their diets every day. So we know that not every day is going to be perfect. In fact, most days are never perfect. So being able to bridge that nutrition gap for yourself and your kids is great. I know definitely for me as a mum, when I was looking for added nutrition for my children, I wanted something that didn't have a lot of nasties in it, and these are absolutely free of any artificial colours, flavourings, or preservatives. So that's all great as well. We do have over 1 million children in our child health study, and the results that are coming back from that is that we've got improved palates, so fussy eaters are eating better sleep, improved immunity, better digestion, and also children with skin issues like dermatitis and eczema are having results with that as well, same as adults are. We also have our whole food powders, and this is them here. They come in vanilla and chocolate flavor, and they're over 25 plants and superfoods that are in a delicious non-heat treated and raw nutrition powder, which is unlike a lot of other powders or meal replacement shakes that you would see on the market or in the supermarket or the chemist. They're totally versatile. You can have them as a snack. We use them a lot as a smoothie booster at home, and you can also put them in protein balls and stuff like that. They're totally family safe, so the kids can have them. And what I love about it is I know that my kids definitely are very fussy at breakfast time. So having a chocolate shake or a chocolate smoothie, chocolate berry smoothie, and having them go off to school with all that brain food is definitely a plus for me. They do a lot of sport as well, and I notice that if I give them one of these smoothies before they head off to go do nippers or netball or whatever it is they're doing on the weekend, that they don't get tired as quickly, or you know how when kids do sport and they're always at you for food, they don't get that real huge hunger at the end, in the middle, or even at the end of the game. So it does keep them going. And again, it's easy, quick, and good value. Lastly, we have our Juicy Body Transformation Program, which is a lifestyle program designed at getting us back to eating real and whole food. It's about using the nourishing vitality and colour of real food to sustain us, and getting back to counting vitality in our food and not counting calories. It's totally user-friendly and plugged into Facebook. There's over 250 recipes and constant new recipes and additions coming out. We've just had a Mother's Day edition released, and we also have a new 14-day reset guide released. We have a shred program for people that want to maximize weight loss, cleansers, detoxes, and just a whole bunch of family-friendly recipes that you can use not just for yourself, but your husband's going to love them if you're a mama cooking for the whole family, and the kids are going to love them. And you're going to get all that benefit of all the vitality of real food and get away from that kind of pick-a-packet lifestyle that we see so much in the supermarket that's there for convenience, but it really doesn't nourish us. So lastly, what I want to end on is that we live in a society that is overfed and undernourished. We live in a society of disease, and we all know somebody that suffers from something: heart attack, arthritis, heart disease, arthritis, behavioral problems in children, bad digestion, diabetes. There's so many things. And if we can help people to really increase their immunity and decrease their inflammation by getting back to living a life of vitality through accessing real whole food nutrition, then that's definitely something we want to share with everybody. So if you're on this call today and you're not on our program, absolutely reach out to the person that gave you this link, because we'd love to see you in our Juicy program really soon.
Thanks heaps, Stace. And I certainly noticed in our household, our immunity was just so improved. So we used to struggle and battle with about 8, 9, sometimes 10 colds and flus during the winter ever since I had the kids, and last winter was the first one that we didn't go through that. So what that means is that you've got way less days off kindy and school. So I also noticed with myself, I had adrenal fatigue before this. I was having a nana nap every single day and living off way too much caffeine, and within 2 weeks of being on the products and the program, I didn't need the nana naps anymore, and I only need 1 cup of coffee a day just because I love the flavours. So we certainly notice all of those benefits in our household. But I'm going to switch it up now and talk to you about our awesome business opportunity. And I know that when I first joined this business a year ago, I was really skeptical. I also doubted my ability to have success in this business because I've never been a business-minded type of person. I've never been a sales type of person. And I thought that I'd need to know a lot of people, that I'd need to be an expert, and that I'd need a lot of time. But that's certainly not the case. I also thought I'd have to be one of those crazy salespeople doing party plans and just running around trying to sign up all of my friends. But I'm not that person, and we're not like that at all. There are a few misconceptions in our business though, and I'm going to find Sam first up, and she is going to share with you how our opportunity compares to a traditional business. Thank you, Sam.
Hi guys, how are we today? Thanks for jumping on. So a little bit about me. I've been in the business for I think four months now. I'm going into my 5th month. Completely changed my life. My personal growth is amazing. The confidence in myself is, I can't put it into words. It's fantastic. I love the bunch of girls that I work with. Wouldn't have it any other way, which is a small snippet about me. So I'm here today because you're here for 2 reasons. If you've jumped on today, you're basically curious about the product, or you're a little bit cautious and you want to know about the myth of a pyramid scheme, which is probably what you're thinking. So I'm here to debunk the myths, to give you a little bit of a conversation about it. So my background is 15 years in middle management in retail and both hospitality. I've dunked my feet in both. After having children, I really didn't want to go back, so I was sort of floating through to find out where I am, and I found my spot and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to use my background today to give you a bit of an example of the difference between traditional business and what we do. So if you're following here, if you can see, so basically a traditional business is shaped like this. So up the top you've got your CEO, and down the bottom you've got what we like to call the minions. There's tons of them and we don't get paid very much. So to get from here to up the top to your CEO, it pretty much goes like your diagram, because the number of positions, they significantly reduce as you go up, and you've normally got to take your friends' positions to get there. So in ours, there's minions, which is 20 to 30 positions per store. Your next lot that you go to is a deputy or a team leader, and that goes down to 2 to 3 positions per store. Then you've got your store manager, and that's only 1 per store. To step up next, you've got your area manager, and then that becomes usually 1 per every 10 stores. So already you're starting to see the pattern that it's really hard to achieve. And then up the top, your pinnacle position in CEO is 1. They're usually in there for their lifetime, and the next person to step in line is normally already picked between sort of a bunch of people. So it's really, really hard to get to this position in your traditional business. Now down here, we've got our business. You come into our business as a virtual franchisee. There's an unlimited amount of positions to come in. Now to get to our pinnacle position of National Marketing Director, there's the same amount of positions here as there is up here. Anybody can do it, and it's achievable to anybody that's got the want and the will and the way. So basically, I just wanted to touch on quickly the difference between a CEO and an NMD before I pass it on to Danny. So in traditional business, a CEO, 90% of them are normally university qualified, have been in the business for 15 to 50 years. They're normally the top of their, top of the pile, know exactly what they've been doing. They've been doing it for years. The greatest thing about it is to get to those positions, you usually need to spend tens of thousands of dollars and years of time on training and knowledge and learning about all of these things. Now, we've wrapped this up into a package, and we do weekly training, we have seminars, we do all sorts of things that you can do from the comfort of your own home in your own hours, and you can do it at your own time. And I read a really good thing the other day that the statistics to get to the National Marketing Director in our business is 2 to 3 years. So judging on that, I know which decision I'd be making. So if you're here today, I hope that that's debunked the myth for you. I'm going to pass it over to Danny now, and she's going to show you a little bit more about how you don't need to know everybody and be that crazy person to be successful in this business. Thanks, guys.
Hi everyone, thanks for jumping on today. So I started my journey in the business 8 months ago. I just had my third child and had left my corporate job of 13 years to be a stay-at-home mum. And as much as that was exciting, I was worried financially. Anyhow, 2 months after I had her, I came across the opportunity. I've reached out, found out some more information, asked all my questions, and thought, what a perfect opportunity. I get to help my family financially and get to be home with my kids. And since starting that, I know that I'm not going to have to go back to work, and I get to do it with my kids every day, which is the most important thing to me. So one of the things when I first started, I was worried that I wasn't going to know a lot of people, and definitely you don't need to know a lot of people. So if I show you something, so when I started my business, there was me, and I hope you can see that. And what I did was I was sharing my excitement, I was sharing the love of the product, our results, what the business was about. And one of my customers joined our JBT program, and she loved the product, and she was a full-time working mum, and that was Leah. She loved her results, loved the product, and wanted to share that with other people as well, as wanting to bring in a bit of extra income and hopefully drop a day or two at work to start with. So what I did was I coached Leah. I showed her how to do the business, how to share, and I guess talk to people. So she started her business. Then after that, she had a person called Maria join. Maria was a stay-at-home mum. She was looking to do something extra for herself, and she joined the business. So we did the same thing. We coached Maria, showed Maria, supported Maria in her business. And then she had someone join that was Kelly. And again, we did the same. Maria and Leah helped Kelly. So over time, I have brought on more team. I'll just put letters. And my team have brought on more team and so on. And over time, their teams have grown too. So they've brought on more people. And that's just a small snippet of what's going on. But what you can see is that I only knew Leah when I first started. She was the only one, my first person that joined, and I didn't know Maria and I didn't know Kelly. So it's like when you put popcorn on the stove and it pops away and then you take it off and it continues to pop. Well, that's what our business does. It continues to pop. You don't need to know all these people to grow your business. It grows, and it just continues to grow. Even sometimes when you're sitting there and you don't even, sleeping at night, it continues to grow. So I hope that clears up the misconception for you. And I'd love to hand you over to the beautiful Shay, and she's going to share what the product and the business has done for her and her family. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thanks for jumping on to learn more about our amazing product, program and business. I can honestly say that this has changed everything for us. Not only has it improved my health and the health of my entire family, but it's also changed my perspective on health and also changed my outlook on our financial future. So I came across Juice Plus just over 3 months ago now, and when the product was initially explained to me, it just made complete sense. I just kept thinking, if this product could fill the nutritional gap that I knew existed in my family, then I wanted it. I knew that I needed it, and I knew that my kids absolutely needed it. And so I'm so glad we gave it a go, because within about 2 weeks we started noticing small changes, especially with the kids. And then by the 4-week mark, the kids were eating their veggies and salad, which was absolutely huge in our house, because although they were great with their fruit most of the time, veggies and salad were just an absolute no-go zone. No matter what I tried, no matter what I did, they just wouldn't eat it. So I knew that they weren't getting what they needed to stay healthy, especially over winter, which was really important to me. So they're also sleeping better, which is a massive bonus in our house. But Chris and I, we just have noticed loads more energy, and that came around the 5.5-week mark. And so we're not sleepwalking through the breakfast routine anymore. We're pretty much up and out of bed, getting on with our day, sometimes even getting up before the alarm, which is unheard of. So that's been a really great change for us. We're also sleeping better, we're eating better, we're making healthier choices for our family. And for me personally, I've had massive improvements with my digestive issues, which I've had since I was about 11. And also I have chronic hay fever, or had chronic hay fever, and I was taking an antihistamine once a day for the past 6 years. And I can say now, happily, that I probably only have to take one antihistamine a week, if that. So that's huge, absolutely huge. I also had inflammation issues with my lower back pain, carrying around all the kids, and a past netball knee injury. And I would go to the chiropractor every fortnight, but I haven't been in over 2 months. I haven't needed to go. So that's been really, really great for us as well. Chris actually has said recently that because there have been so many improvements for us and our family, that he's literally too scared to stop taking it. So I thought that was pretty impressive. From a business point of view, if I'm honest, I was a little bit skeptical in the beginning, and that's purely because I didn't know how the business worked. But since then, I have learnt more about the company, more about the business model, and that it just really excites us now. We know what this business could be. We know where it can take us. We're excited to work hard and to make it happen. But what I love about it is that, you don't need to know it all straight away. You're given the tools by the people who have been there before. You're given support to make your business grow, to make your business work. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm also grateful that I get to work around the kids. I don't have to go back to work. And also my time isn't taken away from them. And that was really, really important to me when I thought about this business. So thanks for listening. And I hope that's explained a little bit about both. Thank you.
Thanks heaps, Shay. I'm so excited to see what this can be for yourself and your family, and all the health benefits as well, which makes it all totally worth it. So I get to talk to you now about how we get paid, and we get paid 3 different ways. So the first way that we get paid is through retail commission. So I like to say that we really are in a sharing and recommending business, because we all know people who want to look good and who want to feel good, and it really is just about sharing your journey and making that recommendation. And I compare it to, say, you go to a really beautiful restaurant, you take a picture of your lovely meal and you post it up on Facebook, and that's all that we're doing in this business, is just sharing our journey and recommending. So we join the customer straight to the Juice Plus company. We do not have to hold any stock. We do not have to do any of the shipping. The second way that we get paid is through residual income, and this is where we earn a percentage on the success of our team's businesses. It's also been coined the term beach money, because ultimately you are going to be earning this whether you are at the beach or doing something else that you really enjoy doing, and even sleeping as well. Third way that we get paid is through bonuses, and the bonuses is the fun money, the now money, and we have a little rule in our team that if you earn a bonus, you need to spend at least some of it on yourself. So whether you go and get a massage or a pedicure, or buy yourself that really beautiful dress that you've been wanting, and I know as mamas we definitely don't get that opportunity as much as we'd like to. So what I'm going to do now is find Stacey again. So Stacey is going to share with you how this business has changed her life over the last, I can't remember how many months. Sorry, Stace. I'll just find you now.
Thanks, Mish. Thanks everyone for listening to me again today. So obviously you can tell by the way I talk about the product that I just love the product so much. And what my business stories might be a little bit different to other people's, but I after taking the products for about 4 to 6 months, I'd been telling all my friends about it, and some of them had started to go and find someone else that they knew that was in the company to buy their products from. And I kind of thought, oh, well, maybe I could make some extra money on the side from doing this myself, seeing as I'm, recommending it already. And I wasn't sharing anything on Facebook or social media at the time. I was also at a point in my life, I worked part-time at a bank, and I've always worked in traditional business. I've always worked in the corporate world. I went back to work full-time when my kids were babies, and eventually wound that back to a part-time basis. And now that my kids are both at school, my youngest started kindergarten last year. So towards the end of last year, when I came into the business, we were kind of at that point financially where I really needed to start picking up some extra hours and make some extra money because the kids were at school, but I really didn't want to be putting them into before or after school care, or have to travel any further than I already was. And I also didn't want the stress of a corporate job any further up the chain than I already am at the time and still am. So I didn't want any of that. I didn't want something that I had to go out to 8 hours a day and then bring home. That's already been there, and I didn't want to go back there. So I had also in the past tried different sort of party plan businesses, and it never really worked for me. And I was definitely really skeptical when I reached out to, I've actually been friends with Michelle for a long time, so I'd seen the success that she'd had in her family, so I was really skeptical when I reached out to her about it. But because I love the product, it just, like everyone has said, it makes sense. The product makes sense, the program makes sense, and I just knew so many people that needed a health improvement in their life. So it was really easy for me to start recommending that to people and start to make a little bit of money on the side to help cover extra bills by doing that. I've been in the company for 6 months. The great thing is I've been able to build this business around my kids. So I have not had to pick up any extra days at work. I have totally replaced the income that I would have needed to earn by picking up an extra day or 2 days. And I've been able to do it totally around the kids, which means that I can still be there for all their sports training. I can pick them up from school. We can go and do fun stuff when school's finished, and I can still be home on the weekends for them, which is exactly what I want to do. And the best part is that I'm actually at the point with my business now that I will be able to cut more hours down at work and work less at my traditional business and more on this business. And by the end of this year, should be able to totally just work in this business solely on its own. So it's definitely been a bit of a side hustle for me until now, but I'm starting to reap all those benefits and have realized that this can actually absolutely be something that I can do full time. And as my kids are getting older, I'm going to have a year 2 and a year 4 kid next year. And as they start to get and progress on towards high school, I know that I really do want to be around for them. The world just isn't the same as it used to be. So being able to have that flexibility to be around more for my family is really, really exciting, and definitely something I never thought would be possible for me at this time in my life. So yeah, that's my business story, and I'm really looking forward to our future and what this business can do for us.
Awesome. Thank you, Stace. It's only the beginning, let me tell you. And when I started in this business 12 months ago, I was working a part-time job as well. So this was my side hustle, and then this became my job or my job within only a few short months. And look, before this business, my husband and I were struggling financially since we had our first child almost 6 years ago now. 3 years ago, we moved away from all of our family, seven hours up north, and just to try and get ahead. But honestly, we were not getting ahead at all. We were still really struggling to stay afloat. But we are actually moving back to our home, back to our family in the next 3-4 weeks. So that was not on the radar before this business. So it really has been life-changing for us, and I'm so, so thankful. And I'm so thankful for all the beautiful people that I've met along this journey and that we get to help. And look, it's not about the amount of money that you make. It really is what you can do with that money. It's about those choices. It's about creating that healthy lifestyle for yourself and for your family, creating time freedom. And I believe to be truly healthy, then you need to be financially healthy as well, because financial stress causes stress in all areas of your life, in your relationships, in your family, in just your overall health and well-being. So I do know that firsthand. So have the courage to ask what if today, because you just don't know where your life could be in a month, in a year, in 5 years from now. But if nothing changes today, well, then nothing's going to change. And the opportunities in our business are honestly limitless. It's up to you what you want to make of it. And we get to be a part of this beautiful community, this beautiful bunch of people all on the same mission. We're creating a better life for ourselves and our families, and we're inspiring people along the way. So if any of this resonates with you today, just reach out to the person who invited you here, get curious, get any questions you have answered, and we would really love to see you on our journey. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Have a great day.
See ya.